Today in this video we're going to be talking about kind of new topic. It's not related to chemical engineering. It's more about Excel. I got some questions from people asking about the shortcuts that I use while recording my videos, and this is something I really like. It saves me a lot of time, and it makes the work more quick than just using the mouse and going back and forth and doing all this stuff by the mouse. So I usually use like a set of shortcuts that I use a lot, but there are actually many shortcuts in Excel. And to make the video useful to many people, I'm sorry. To make the video more useful to people, I searched for more shortcuts online, and there are many websites that you can find a lot of shortcuts and combinations of keys that will make random stuff in Excel. For me, I picked the stuff that I thought that they are gonna be more useful or more interesting to people. And one of the most interesting websites that I found was this. It has almost 222 shortcuts. Some of them are very famous, some of them are new to me, and some of them were like not very interesting. So it's worth a try just to go and see what's in there. You might find something really interesting inside. I have today almost 85 shortcuts that I'm gonna be talking about, I don't think I'm gonna cover everything in this video, so I'm gonna make it in 2 or 3 videos depending on the time and how much time we're taking in them. But to make it easier for me and for you to understand these shortcuts, I grouped them into like 5 main titles. The first is general commands, that are the commands that are like used by everybody who is using the software, and some of them are like Microsoft Office shortcuts. It's not only for Excel. Some of them are formatting shortcuts. They are more related to the shape of the cell, how you can change it, the borders, the colors, the font, everything like that. And then the third part will be about the navigation, how you can go from one place to another in the sheet and between the sheets in the same file and between the files. It's kind of a useful thing, and I think this is the thing that made people like want to know how you can do these navigation stuff. And there are some about the selection. You can select part of the sheet to do some work on. This is one thing that I'm gonna talk about as well. And then the last part will be about the calculations. By the way, this link will be on the video description, so you can check it in the video description below the video. So I took many shortcuts from here. I used shortcuts that I use by myself, and I did some random combinations of keys to figure out what I can find from these combinations, and I found some really interesting shortcuts by these random trials. So you can do it by yourself. Just try any random keys. It's just a file that you don't need, just an empty file. Try anything and see what will happen by pressing the keys. So we'll start by the first part about the general commands. The general commands will be maybe not very new to almost everybody. They are the shortcuts that are used by almost everybody who either do not like shortcuts. So I'll first close it, and before I start, I found this software. It's kind of cool software. It shows you the keys that you are pressing while working on the computer. So I installed this software and started it so that you can see what keys I'm pressing while I'm talking, so that you can really easily find out what is the shortcut that I'm working on. So let's say now you have this software open. You don't have any file open. You want to open a new file or start a new file. So first you will start a new file by pressing Control and N. So now you have a new file. It's a very well known shortcut. If you want to open a ready made file on your computer, then you press Control and O. One thing that I found, and then you'll have this open window here. You can choose from the old files or browse for an older file that's not on the recent files list. So one thing that I found, that if you press Control and F12, it's gonna be opening the open dialog or the open window as well, which is weird. There are many shortcuts that have two ways to press on them. One of them is pressing Control O or pressing Control and F12. They both will open the open window or let you open a file on your computer. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. So I just found it useful to say. One thing that you do is to check the what you have here in the ribbons. You go from insert to draw to page layout, whatever thing you have. And if you double click on this, you can expand or collapse the ribbon. You can do it by pressing double clicking on the ribbon title. I'm sorry, or you can do it by pressing Control and F1. By doing this, you can expand the ribbon or collapse the ribbon, which is cool. You can do it by just click of a key. So now you can show or hide the ribbon. One other thing that you can do is to choose or start working on the file. Let the choice be later. You will work on the file. You will start typing. I need to open a new file or one of the files that I have already some data on, so it's gonna save some time. So I have some stuff here. You're gonna work on your file. You'll type some data, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever data you're gonna type, and then you wanna copy them. So you select all of them. You want to copy, press Control C, and then go somewhere else and press Control and V. Control V will copy everything. Let's say you have here this with a different format. You have this as a formula, like 1 plus 2, or 1 minus 2, anything, and then you want to copy these and paste them somewhere else. I'll just do it for this cell. I said that before, but I think it's worth like saying again. You can copy a cell and choose what you're gonna paste in the next cell. You can paste the values, you can paste the formats, you can paste the formulas, whatever thing that you want to paste. And we said you can do it by doing right click and paste special. You'll have all these options here that you wanna choose one of them. You can do it by pressing Control Alt and V. I'm sorry, Control Alt and V will let you choose what you want to do. So you can, for instance, do the formulas, and then you will have the formula. It says equals 1 minus 2, but you don't have the format. It's now without any formatting. So Control Alt and V is a very cool kind of shortcut. You wanna sometimes you wanna cut something. You wanna press Control X. You wanna cut it and paste it somewhere else. One other option for doing the cut is by Shift Delete and then Control V. So Shift Delete will do what exactly Control X does. Again, I don't know why they do it, but they do it. So I just want to let you know that you can do it. You can undo what you did before. You moved it from here to there, and then you said, oh, no, I don't want to do it. I want to return it back. So instead of doing a cut and paste, you can undo by pressing Control and Z, which is this button here. So Control and Z will undo what you did in the first part. To redo it, you can press Control and Y, which is you changed your mind again. Oh no, it was good here. Why did I move it back there? So I'll remove it back to its last place, which is this place. So you press Control and Y to do it. And if you don't have any redos, then you will find this not active. So you cannot redo because you didn't undo something. Okay, so let's say I have this cell here, and then I changed the format to this. I did anything, like I changed the filling and the text color. You can do the last thing that you did before. Let's say I have 1, 2, 3 here. You can do the last format that you did by pressing F4. F4 will repeat the last action that you did on that cell, which is kind of cool. It's not gonna change the everything. It's just gonna change or repeat the last action, which is in this case changing the text fill. You can do it here, F4, Or you can use another shortcut, which is surprising. You can press Control and Y. We said Control and Y will redo, but if you don't have any undos that you want to redo, it's gonna work exactly as F4. It's gonna repeat the last formatting that you did to that cell that you are standing on or selecting now. You can do it for a group of cells, by the way. If you choose these, then press F4 or Control Y, it's gonna do it for many cells. It doesn't have to be exactly the same number of cells. Sometimes you would need to print. You will press Control and P, and then you will have the print dialog box, and then you can choose the options of printing that you want to go for. You have also some options like like a table like this. If you have a table like this, then you can have the option to or data in a form of a table. We talked before about the tables, and that you can choose the table option, which is format as a table. You can choose what kind of table that you want to choose, and then it will ask you if you want to use this as a table, and then you'll say okay. Then it will treat it as a set of data, and we said that this is kind of doing formatting and doing some filtering and stuff like that in one click. I personally don't like it, but I'm sorry. But in case you want to do it, you can do it by pressing Control T. You have the same dialog box open, or Control L. It's gonna do the same thing. So doing Control T or Control L is gonna do the same thing. I personally prefer to do the filter option. Filter option is easier for me. It doesn't make the calculations between the cells and outside difficult. So I will do it by pressing Control Alt and L. Control Shift and L. You will have it here now. You have the Control Shift and L will make these filter buttons now done. If you already have the filter going and you wanna open this drop-down list, and instead of clicking on this, you can move your selection to any one of these headers and press Alt and down, and then you'll have these drop-down list open. You can choose whatever thing you want to choose, and then press enter. So for me, I'll just choose to show the 9 and 14.5, and here it is. I'll press Alt and down, and then go back and select all. It will select all. Oh, voila! So it does everything. So this is something useful in case you have some different stuff that you want to do for like a group of data to make the filtering and stuff like that. One last thing, you want to save. You did everything, you want to save your file. You can press Control and S. It's also like very famous Office kind of shortcut. You can also save by pressing Alt and F2. I'm sorry, no, it's not Alt and F2, it's Alt Shift and F2. Alt Shift and F2 will save. You'll not see anything because it's already saved, but it's doing it. You can save as, if you want to make another copy or save it as another name, you can press Control Shift S. No, it's not Control Shift S, I'm sorry. It is Control and F12. It's now no, Control F12 opens. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. It's Control, it's Alt Shift and it's F12, directly F12. F12 will save as, oh, I'm sorry, it's saved as F12. Control F12 will only open a file. So F12 will save as. Alt and F2 will do the same thing. Kinda surprising, but it does the same thing. So you have two options, either by pressing F12 or Alt and F2. Both will do the same thing. You saved your file, you're happy with it, and now you wanna close it. Before you close it, sometimes you need to minimize it or maximize it or restore it or whatever. So if you wanna change it from maximized to minimized or to smaller size, you press Control and F10. So you have it here. As you see, it is kinda smaller now. It's not like maximized or minimized. You restored it to like the normal size. If you wanna maximize again, then you press Control and F9. Oh, it's minimized. Control F9 will minimize. Control F10 will maximize or restore. So it's Control F10, maximized and restored, maximized, restored, F9, minimized. So this is something that might be useful if you want to do it by shortcuts, Control F9 and F10. You want to close the file. You have the option to close the file by either pressing Control and F4 or by pressing Control and W. Both will do the same thing, and this will close the files but will keep the software open. If you want to close the software, Alt and F4, so it closes everything. That's cool. This is the website that I told you about. It has all the shortcuts here. Ooh, lot of shortcuts. That's cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so now we're where is Excel? Oh, we closed Excel. I'm sorry. So we'll open the file again, and we'll see what we have. Now we'll go for formatting. I think we'll end up with this today because of the time. The video will be so long if I do everything today. So we have some cells like these. You want to do the formatting, and then you usually do the formatting from here. By choosing if you have the font, the size, the bold, italic, underline, you have borders, you have filling, you have text color, anything like that. So you can do it by shortcuts as we'll see today. So there are very famous shortcuts that you can do. Let's take one of these here. I'll paste it here. You make it bold by pressing Control B, and you can make it bold by pressing Control and 2. Control 2 does exactly what Control B does. You can make it italic by pressing Control and I or Control and 3. You can make it underlined by pressing Control U or Control and 4. So it's Control B, Control U, Control I, or 2, 3, and 4 will do the same thing. You might remember that we did before something that we called conditional formatting. For instance, you choose these and then you will go for conditional formatting. You can change the formatting based on the value of the cell or many things. So for instance, I'll make the cell that is equal to I have 4. I'll make it 4. I'll make it border will be the fill will be this weird color, and then I'll say okay and okay. So this is the conditional formatting. You can do the conditional formatting as well by a shortcut which is Control and Q. It will Control Q. It will open this small thing. Let's go for another place. Control and Q again. Oh, this is weird. So it is kinda I'll clear the formats here, and I'll clear the formats here. So we'll start from the very beginning. Let's go for these. Press Control and Q. I mean, this is weird. So I don't know why it is doing like that. It doesn't open the whole thing. Sometimes it does, but maybe because I did it before. So I'll undo. Let's try again. Control and Q. Now again. Okay, so it's gonna do it this way. But anyways, it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna change the formatting based on the color set or data bars, or choose whatever thing that you want. So conditional formatting is one thing that you can do by pressing Control and Q. Usually when you do the formatting, you go here, or you can open the format window, which is this. You can have the number, you have alignment, cells, borders, whatever thing that you have, it's in there. So you can do it by pressing here or by pressing Control and 1. It opens it. Control 1 will open the number formats, which will give you the option to make it number, to make it currency, accounting, date, time, whatever thing that you kind of format that you like is gonna be here. Or you can press Control and F. Control Shift F. It will open the same window, but it's open in the font tab. It's not on the number tab, it's on the font tab. So both will be the same for me. I'll just press Control 1 and then choose font instead of going Control Shift F. It's up to you. You can choose whatever thing that you wanna like. You can draw borders around the cells by pressing Control and Shift and 7. it will do the borders around the set of cells that you have, and you can remove the borders by pressing Control Shift minus. It will remove the borders. It's kind of cool as well, but it is doable. You can do it with this. Still click of a mouse here, but I like shortcuts, so I like it. The last thing that I'm gonna be ending with today is the number formatting. It is one cool thing that you can do with Excel. We said if you do the number format, then you will have the option to do general, number, currency, and all these kind of formats for the numbers. You can do the same thing by doing some shortcuts. I'll take this here. You can easily figure this out by looking at the symbols on the numbers on your keyboard. So you'll have, for instance, number 5, you'll have this percentage symbol, you'll have 4 the dollar sign symbol. So the shortcuts really depend on these things. So for instance, if I have this 8, I want to make it scientific, I can press Control Shift and 6, so it will turn it into scientific number. Control Shift 5 has the percentage, so it will turn it into percent. Control Shift 4 will turn it into currency since it has the dollar sign. Control Shift and 3 will turn it into a date. Control Shift 2 will turn it into a time. So you can do any one of these by just pressing Control Shift and any one of these 2 to 6 numbers. I don't know, Control Shift 7 we said it draws the borders, so it's not gonna do anything for the number formats anymore. Control Shift 1, I forgot it. If I have this, Control Shift 1 will turn it into a number with 2 decimal places, so you can go from 1 to 6, either number with decimal places, date, time, currency, percentage, or scientific number. I think this is enough for today. We did look at the shortcuts that are really general for any user for Excel, and then we quickly touched some of the formatting shortcuts. We knew how to change the number formats, we figured out how to open the format window, or to change the cell, bold, italic, underlined, or do the conditional formatting and drawing borders, removing borders. So we did pretty much a lot of shortcuts today. So I'll end up this video today now. And in the next video, we'll go to the navigation and selection. It's going to be pretty cool, so stay tuned. And this will be uploaded soon. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.